Stop right there. Don't scroll away. Let me ask you something that might completely change how you see the world. Do you believe that being a good person keeps you safe? Do you think kindness protects you? That generosity builds loyalty? That honesty earns respect? If you said yes to any of these, then get ready, because you're about to uncover one of the biggest lies society has ever sold you. The harsh truth is this: being good doesn't always keep you safe. In fact, most of the time, it makes you weak. Goodness is like fire. If you don't control it, it can burn everything you've built. Your friendships, your career, your dreams, all of it. Niccolo Machiavelli saw this centuries ago. He watched kind rulers lose their power. He saw generous leaders betrayed by the very people they helped. He saw honest men destroyed by those who lied better. And he wrote down what he learned. Today, I'm going to reveal this hidden Machiavellian truth to you. Why blind goodness destroys your power. Why people don't respect kindness. They use it. And how to turn your goodness from your biggest weakness into your most dangerous weapon. Let's be clear. I'm not telling you to become evil. I'm not telling you to hurt people. What I'm showing you is how to be good intelligently. How to use kindness like a sword, not like a leash. Because in a world full of wolves, the sheep always get eaten. Comment this below right now. I choose strategic goodness. Because after this, you'll never use goodness blindly again. In this video, we'll uncover why being good doesn't always protect you. In fact, it often destroys you. And we'll learn exactly how to flip it, turning goodness into a tool of real power. 1. Goodness as exposure. Think of the kindest person you know. Are they truly respected? Or are they just the person everyone calls when they need help? Here's the problem. Being good often makes you exposed, not secure. When you're always kind, people start to see you as predictable. They know you won't say no. You won't fight back. You'll keep giving, even when it costs you. And slowly, you become the doormat, the one everyone depends on, but no one truly respects. Let me tell you about someone I knew. He was the best team manager I'd ever seen. He supported everyone. He covered for their mistakes. He always put their needs first. Guess what happened? They promoted someone else over him. Why? Because nice people don't look like leaders. They look like servants. People don't respect endless kindness. They exploit it. Think about it. When someone is always available to help, their help stops feeling valuable. When someone never sets boundaries, people keep crossing them. When someone never shows their strength, others assume they don't have any. Your goodness becomes your weakness because it tells the world that you're safe to take advantage of. Machiavelli once wrote, "The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves." You've been trying to survive as a sheep in a world full of foxes and lions. And that's why you keep getting hurt. 2. The generosity trap. Here's something that might surprise you. The more you give, the less people appreciate it. It sounds strange, but it's true. Generosity gives you quick applause. People thank you, praise you, tell others how kind you are. It feels good, but over time, something changes. Your generosity turns into their expectation. The first time you help, they're grateful. The second time, they're happy. The 10th time, they just expect it. And if you ever stop, they don't remember all the times you said yes. They only remember the one time you said no. Suddenly, you're the selfish one. Parents see this all the time. When they keep buying their kids new things, at first the kids are excited, but soon it's just normal. If the parents ever say no, the kids get angry. They call them unfair. The same happens in friendships. You always pay for dinner. You always drive everyone around. You always help them move. At first, they're thankful. Later, they just expect it. And if you ever need something back, they vanish. This is the generosity trap. You give so much that giving becomes your identity. And the moment you stop, you become the bad guy. The psychology behind this is called hedonic adaptation. Humans get used to good things quickly. What once felt special becomes normal. And what was normal becomes expected. So your kindness stops being noticed. It becomes invisible. But your single act of refusing stands out like a red flag. That's what they remember. This happens everywhere. At work, stay late every day, no one praises you. Leave on time once, and you're lazy. In relationships, always compromise, and it's taken for granted. Stand firm once, and you're difficult. Machiavelli understood this. Benefits ought to be conferred gradually, and in that way, they will taste better. Scarcity creates value. Abundance destroys it. Comment this now. I give strategically. 3. The mask of virtue. Here's a hard truth. People care more about appearances than reality. They don't care if you're truly good. They care if you look good. They judge the image you present, not the heart you hide. That's why real power isn't about being endlessly nice. It's about wearing the mask of virtue while keeping control underneath. Look at powerful people. Do you think they got where they are by being kind to everyone all the time? Of course not. They are smart about their kindness. They smile in public. They make hard decisions in private. They show mercy when it benefits them, and strength when it's necessary. This isn't fake. It's strategic. Think of a doctor performing surgery. Cutting someone open looks cruel, but it saves lives. Real leadership works the same way. Sometimes being good means looking bad for a moment. Sometimes helping someone means saying no. Sometimes protecting your team means making unpopular choices. Machiavelli once said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Perception shapes reality. If people see you as weak, you'll be treated as weak. If they see you as strong, strength follows." Comment this now. I control my image. 4. The economics of power. Everything you do has a cost. Every favor, every yes when you should have said no, every hour you spend fixing someone else's mess. Most good people never think about this. They keep giving until they're drained, mentally, emotionally, financially. Your time, your energy, your resources, they're limited. If you give without strategy, you'll end up exhausted, resentful, and surrounded by people who expect more from you every day. When you constantly give your time, energy, and attention to others, you have less left for yourself. This isn't selfish to admit. It's basic math. Unlimited kindness eventually empties you. And when you're empty, you can't truly help anyone, not even yourself. Think about what they say on airplanes. Put your oxygen mask on first, then help others. Why? Because if you pass out while trying to help someone else, now 2 people need saving instead of 1. Life works the same way. If you burn yourself out trying to fix everyone's problems, you'll end up becoming another person who needs help. Instead of being strong, you become a weight for others to carry. Smart people understand this. They know that to survive and succeed, their time and energy must be protected. This doesn't make them cold. It makes them sustainable. I learned this lesson the hard way. For years, I said yes to everything, every favor, every quick question that stole hours of my time, every request, no matter how inconvenient. I thought I was being kind, but slowly I began to feel drained, bitter, angry. My own projects suffered. My dreams got delayed. And ironically, I became less capable of helping the people who genuinely mattered to me. That's when I realized something powerful. Saying yes to everyone means saying no to yourself. And when you neglect yourself for too long, you end up abandoning everyone else too. The most generous people in history didn't say yes to everything. They said no to most things, so they could say yes to the right things in a big, meaningful way. Machiavelli once said, "He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command." You can't command others if you can't command your own time and energy. You can't lead anyone if you can't lead yourself. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I protect my resources. Number 5, the strategic use of virtue. I'm not telling you to become heartless. I'm not saying you should throw away kindness, honesty, or mercy. What I'm saying is, these virtues must be used intentionally, like precise weapons, not like toys. A sword lying on a shelf saves no one, but in the hands of a skilled fighter at the right moment, it can save a kingdom. Your goodness should work the same way. When you help someone, make it purposeful. When you show mercy, make it strategic. When you're generous, make sure it builds the outcome you want. For example, gives instead of helping everyone a little. Help the right people a lot. Gives instead of being nice to everyone. Be deeply kind to the ones who matter. Gives instead of saying yes to everything. Say powerful yeses to the things that truly align with your goals. This approach does 3 things. Your help becomes more valuable because it's rare. Your impact becomes bigger because you're focused. People respect you more because you're selective. Think about the most respected leaders. Martin Luther King Jr. didn't act gently toward injustice. He faced it boldly. Mother Teresa didn't try to help the entire world. She focused on the poorest of the poor. They were kind, but strategically kind. Their goodness was a tool for change, not a way to be liked by everyone. Here's how you do this in daily life. Before saying yes to anything, ask yourself, does this fit with my values and goals? Can I do this without exhausting myself? Will this person actually value my effort? If the answer to any of these is no, then you say no, politely but firmly. And when you do say yes, you give your best. You make it meaningful. You create real impact. That way, your yeses carry weight. Your kindness builds loyalty instead of entitlement. Machiavelli once said, "The promise given was a necessity of the past. The word broken is a necessity of the present." Sometimes keeping one promise means breaking another. Sometimes protecting your dreams means disappointing someone who wants your time. Strategic virtue is not selfishness. It's effectiveness. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose effective kindness. Number 6, the illusion of gratitude. Here's a truth that will completely change how you see people. Gratitude fades with time. The favors you do, the sacrifices you make, they have an expiration date in people's memories. What starts as "thank you so much" slowly turns into "you should," and eventually becomes "why didn't you?" You help your neighbor move once, they're grateful. You help again 6 months later, still thankful, but less excited. A 3rd time, they expect it. A 4th time, if you say no, suddenly you're the bad guy. This is human nature. We adapt to good treatment. What was once special becomes routine. What was generous becomes expected. People don't remember your kindness. They remember the benefit they got from it. This pattern shows up everywhere, at work, in families, in friendships. The one who always says yes becomes the automatic fixer. And the day they set a boundary, people act like they've been betrayed. The more consistently kind you are, the less your kindness is valued. The more available you are, the less special your presence becomes. The more you give without limits, the more people think it costs you nothing. This is the illusion of gratitude. We believe more kindness creates more appreciation. In reality, it often creates less. People you help occasionally often appreciate you the most. Those you help constantly are usually the ones who take you for granted. This doesn't mean people are bad. It just means they're human. Understanding this doesn't mean you should stop being kind. It means you should be smart about it. Set boundaries. Let people experience life without your constant help sometimes. Machiavelli once said, "Men judge more by what they see than what they feel." People see what you do now, not what you did before. Past kindness fades. Present action is what they judge. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I create lasting impact. Number 7. Results over intentions. The world doesn't reward good motives. It rewards results. You might have a pure heart and honest intentions, but if your actions don't produce real change, it doesn't matter. History doesn't celebrate those who meant well. It remembers those who got things done. Would you rather be remembered as a nice person who achieved nothing, or a strong person who made real change? Most people choose the first because it's safer. But here's the truth. Being remembered only as nice is the same as being forgotten. Sometimes real goodness doesn't look nice in the moment. Surface-level kindness gives temporary comfort. Tough choices build lasting impact. Parent who disciplines their child isn't being cruel. They're teaching responsibility. A teacher who gives tough grades isn't heartless. They're preparing students for life. A boss who sets high standards isn't unfair. They're pushing their team to grow. Real goodness is about outcomes, not appearances. Nice people avoid problems. Good people solve them. Nice people say what others want to hear. Good people say what others need to hear. Nice people keep things comfortable. Good people push for growth. The world is full of nice people who accomplish nothing. What it needs is effective people who create real change. Machiavelli once said, "The end justifies the means." This doesn't mean you should do evil things for good results. It means that intentions alone don't count. People live with the results of your actions, not your private feelings. So stop asking, "Will they like me?" and start asking, "Will this actually make things better?" In the end, people won't remember your thoughts. They'll remember what you built, what you changed, and what impact you left behind. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I focus on outcomes. Number 8. Legacy and survival. Let's talk about something deeper. What will stay after you're gone? How people will remember you. What kind of mark you'll leave behind. History doesn't celebrate people just for being nice. It remembers those who survived, adapted, and turned their lives into something great. Think about it. Can you name 5 random kind people from the past? Probably not. But you can easily name 5 people who changed the world, even if they weren't always easy to deal with. Take Steve Jobs. He wasn't known for being soft or polite. He was intense, perfectionist, and demanding. But he built products that changed the way billions of people live. I'm not saying you should be rude. What I'm saying is, being remembered for creating real impact is more valuable than being forgotten for just being agreeable. Here's what most people don't understand about legacy. You can't leave a mark on the world if you don't survive long enough to make one. Survival in business, in relationships, in life, takes more than kindness. It takes intelligence, strategy, and sometimes firmness. The kindest person in the room can't help anyone if they're crushed by manipulators. The most generous person can't give if they pour everything out too early. The most honest person can't speak truth if they get silenced by those who hate hearing it. First, you survive. Then you grow. Then you build your legacy. This means protecting yourself so you can protect others. Building your own strength so you can lift others. Becoming strong, not for selfishness, but for purpose. This isn't cruelty. It's clarity. It's not abandoning goodness. It's preserving it so it can actually work. Look at the people who leave a lasting, positive impact. They're not pushovers. They don't live to please everyone. They're not afraid to set boundaries, say no, and make tough calls. They understand something powerful. Being good doesn't mean being weak. Real goodness is the power to choose kindness when it truly matters. Machiavelli once said, It is better to be feared than loved. If you cannot be both, what he really meant is this: respect matters more than affection. Impact matters more than popularity. Results matter more than feelings. You don't have to choose between goodness and strength. You can be both. In fact, you should be both. But if life forces you to pick, choose strength first. Because strength gives you the power to be good in the moments that count most. Weakness, even with the best heart, only turns you into a target. We've talked about a lot today. But here's the biggest lesson. Goodness without strategy is a trap dot. It leaves you open to people who will use you. It drains your energy until you have nothing left to give. It sets up expectations you can't keep. And in the end, it blocks you from creating the real impact you dreamed of. But when you pair goodness with strategy, something changes. It becomes your shield. It becomes your tool for influence. It becomes the foundation for a legacy that actually lasts. Now you know the cost of blind kindness. You understand why endless generosity can become a cage. Why gratitude fades. Why good intentions without results are empty. And more importantly, you now know how to turn your goodness from a weakness into a strength. To be kind with intelligence. To help effectively. To build outcomes that truly matter. Before you leave this video, pause and make a real decision. Are you going to keep being good the old way? Blind, boundaryless, and exhausted? Or are you going to master a new kind of goodness, smart, strategic, and powerful? So here's the real question, and it will shape your future. Will you let goodness weaken you? Or will you turn it into power? The choice is yours. And now, you have the awareness to choose wisely. If this message opened your eyes, hit that like button. If you want more truths that shake how you see the world, subscribe and tap the bell. And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share this video with them. Your goodness isn't your weakness. When used wisely, it's your greatest strength. Drop this final affirmation in the comments. I master strategic goodness. Remember, in a world full of wolves, don't be a sheep. Be the shepherd. Protect with strategy. Lead with strength. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.